if you understand what I mean.
Because I remember you used to train us on the parade ground, and you would complain about your eyes. You see the sun in my eye, and I keep seeing them rubbing. But we were teenagers, we didn't know what was happening with you. We would ask you if you're okay, Shanti, you okay, what's happening? And you were still very active with us. You'd make us do drills. You were very, very active.
I was very fit, Melissa. I used to run 26 miles. Don't ask me about that now today.
Yeah.
But that thing with the eyes, what the eye doctors were confused in the earlys because it have a lot of people who have lupus and their eyes are perfectly fine.
Right.
At the time, what a doctor explained to me is that the disease attacks the body, right? And at the time, in my situation, my eyes were the weakest part of my body at the time.
Oh.
I was physically fit. My body was going through something, yes, but my eyes were very weak because I used to squint a lot and, you know, I couldn't see the TV and little fine writing. So the process of, you know, finding out what was going on with me, doing a set of blood tests because they did not know what I had for a while, you know. I was on the ward and they were running tests and tests and tests and tests. But I left the hospital seeing I was normal, but over a period of time, the sight started to go dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. Because the body now, the medication that they treat you for the lupus, it had to take time for my body to, you know, come back. And yeah, so I think, you know, as the doctor said, it attacked the most vulnerable part on my body at the time, which was my eyes. And it hit there the hardest. So that's why the sight had got affected in that short space of time, within 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, within 3 months.
So are you able to see, or you can see a little bit?
Yes, well, according to the doctors at the clinic, they say I have peripheral vision in my left eye, which, you know, it's not 100%, but to me, it's 100%. I could,
so you can see
I
me
thank
now.
God I
You
could
see
see. Yeah, I could see colors and stuff. Fine writing.
Right.
I don't see fine writing.
So you can see figures like someone's
yes, I could
face.
See silhouettes and stuff.
Also, if you see someone, would you be able to remember who they are?
No, not right. No, not like that.
So you wouldn't see my cheeks how far they get.
Yes, I see how far you get. You're looking rosy.
Okay.
You're looking rosy. Yes, I can see that. That you can't hide.
Right. Yes, you can see that. Okay, good. But I'm so glad you're in good spirits. And I was really happy to know as time went by that you had a daughter and you got married, which was really awesome. So things were looking good despite the diagnosis and despite everything else with your eyes, you know. So tell me briefly about what do you do now currently, and then how you help other persons, how other women like yourself overcome the situation.
Well, it's about 15 years now being diagnosed with lupus. 15 years. And I must say, I thank God for life. As I said, I'm not much people who is diagnosed is alive today. So I thank God for that, for giving me the strength and keeping me all these years. Anywhere I go, anybody I meet, Melissa, I tell people my story because it wasn't an easy one. And when you think, you know, you're battling the disease and you're taking your medication and you're going all the clinics and you think everything all right, and then bam, something come up again.
Right.
That is how the disease works. They call it, the professionals call it flares.
Okay.
And I remember doing routine pap smears in 2015.
Wow.
Another flare came up in the sense where some abnormality in my cell change started to happen. And the doctor said that it's precancer cells forming.
Oh, wow. And this is where? Which part of your body?
Due to the lupus. This is in routine pap smears, right?
Okay, precancer cells due to the lupus.
The pap smears, they saw it in my pap.
This is on your cervix?
Yes, yes. So what they said is that there's a procedure where they laser it out.
Yeah.
And they review you and make sure everything is okay, right? So I continue going clinic. And within a year, when they first laser off the first side, they said there are 3 stages before anything turns cancerous.
Yes,
And
yeah.
I did my first test. Before the laser, they told me it was stage 2. So when they lasered that out and they did routine checkup, within a year, it came back. And they said due to the lupus, it caused it to come back so fast. And when it came back, it was stage 3.
Wow.
So they advised me in 2015 to do a hysterectomy.
To remove your womb, yeah.
So to prevent later on in my life, I may develop cervical cancer.
Cancer, yeah.
And they done said, well, you can't have kids. Remove it. Now, I had a very nice, good doctor, and I did value her opinion, but I wanted a second opinion.
Yeah.
So I had a good friend, and he took me to the specialist, and he said, well, what they're telling me is really legit, and it's a simple procedure, and everything looks straightforward, and I should go ahead. Now, well, let's say, when you're a young girl,
yeah,
you don't understand that you can't have kids, but
yes,
taking out your womb,
that's
it's
like,
final.
as a woman, it feels so, yeah, it feels like that's a death sentence to you as a woman.
Yes, it's final. Definitely after that, you really can't have kids.
Yeah.
So it hit my heart, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just thought I getting over,
One
stuff,
obstacle.
and now this. So your girl say, well, okay, I want to live. I choose life, and prepping to go and do the surgery. Went up in the hospital the Monday. The surgery is the Wednesday. They do a routine pregnancy test. Test came back positive. So they came back and they
Wow.
said, we want to do a blood test to make sure. Because I remember seeing my period.
Yeah, wow, that's
When they came
amazing.
back,
Okay.
when they came back the Tuesday evening, the anesthesiologist came and told me what kind of procedure they're going to do and why they're not going to put me to sleep because, risk involved and all of that. So I said, okay, no problem. Then my other doctor now came and tell me, Monica, we have to talk. Now, when a doctor come and sit down next day and tell you have to talk,
It's
how
serious.
how fast your heart is beat, right?
Yeah.
So I said, what's up, doc? And she said, we'll have to cancel the surgery. I said, why we had to cancel the surgery? She said, because you're 6 weeks pregnant.
Wow.
I said, doctor, we mean I'm 6 weeks pregnant. I told her, you tell me I can't get pregnant. You're hearing something, but you're
Yeah.
not hearing. I was like, I still doing the surgery. She said, Monica, we do not do abortion in Port of Spain. We are
Yeah.
canceling the surgery. You are pregnant. Are you hearing me? And it's like I
Wow.
wasn't hearing her. I was in so much shock, Melissa,
Wow.
that you're telling me here, you tell me I have to take out my woman. Now you tell me you're
I'm
canceling it
pregnant.
because I'm pregnant. So I started to cry and I was all confused. And she said, listen, we're going to send you home with some meds. We're going to check you in the clinic every week. We'll take this step by step. Well, I called all my family, my boyfriend, everybody, and I was crying. I call him, but I'm crying. But when I made these phone calls, everybody I tell was so happy for me
Yeah.
that by the time I came off the phone, I was a little more calm than when
You felt better.
I felt a little better for the excitement of everybody and the encouragement. Monix, this is good news. Don't worry, trust God. But
Yeah.
I was frantic. I was scared because they gave me good news and bad news in one. They told me it would be a high risk pregnancy. So I didn't know how to respond to that. But after I spoke to the people that I called, I felt a little better and I said, God, I thank you. I apologize for overreacting
Yeah.
because this is a blessing.
Yes.
It have people who financially stable and in good health and they're trying to have babies and here
And they
it is,
aren't
you're
able
giving me
to.
one and I crying and talking about I still want to do the surgery. So I
Yeah.
apologize to God and I did take it step by step. And that's how I have my baby girl Faith.
Wow. So did you still go ahead with the surgery after her?
Well, the amazing part about that is after she born, the doctor says she born premature, but I always say she came the right time. She came at 31 weeks. And while going to the hospital for the 2 months she was there to pump milk for her, my gynae doctor came and told me, she said, Monica, we still have to go and see what's going on in there, because remember, we had to take out this thing. And I watched and I said, Doctor, I understand it, but I am healed. She said, Monica, I admire your faith, but I need to go in there and see what's going on. And I said, okay. And she said, she picked a date and we went and we did over the biopsy and stuff. And she called me back. Now, with all the faith I have, there's always a little bit of a little spark of doubt, right? But as soon as it come, I shut that down. And I went and I sat down and she said, Monica, I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, what you talking about now? And she said, Monica, I can't find stage 1, I can't find stage 2, I can't find stage 3 precancer cells. She can't find no precancer cells. And I said, glory to God. She satisfied. She said, Monica, I am so happy for you. I say, I am so happy to hear that news, and I give God all the grace, all the praise.
Wow.
Yeah, so I never had to do the procedure, but I have to do routine pap smears every 6 months.
Okay, to check.
Not every year like everybody else.
Yeah.
Right? And I did that. And then after every year, every 6 months it came, I go and I do it and it comes back clean. They give me every year now. So I go every year and do a routine pap smear.
And that is something a lot of women shy away from, because we don't like to know if there's a possibility that something may happen. Now, I will tell you a little secret of mine as well. I did have to do, I had precancerous cells on my cervix as well. And I did two lasers.
Right.
And then the doctor told me the third one, then I'll have to remove my womb. But I think I took the Silverix, I think it was. I took Silverix, the injection.
Yes, I took. Yes.
I took about 2 shots, I think. And the last pap smear I did, everything was good. But I didn't go back because, that fear of wondering, suppose something comes back or it's still there.
You should not. You should. But don't do that.
Yeah, I will go back.
To know.
Yeah.
When I experienced that, Melissa, I call all my female friends.
Yeah.
Because I grew up as a young lady hearing this thing is so painful and it's embarrassing. And I take that and run with it. And I never went and did a pap smear because of that. Hearing other people experience. And I never went for one.
Yeah.
So when the time I went for it, while being diagnosed with lupus, where the body attacks itself and causes all these problems, that was the situation for me.
Wow.
But I advise all my friends, go and take your pap smears. Don't play that. No matter how scary it is, it's better that you know than you don't know.
And I don't know, yeah.
Because they said once they remove that precancer cells, everything can be fine.
Yeah.
Everything can be fine,
Yes.
So I advise anybody to go. So after I did that and everything was clean, I do my routine pap smears and they come back clean up to last year. I have to go this year. But because of this stuff we're going on and
COVID, yes,
being outside there, I am one of those that, I don't leave my home since the pandemic and stuff. So I have to schedule an appointment and see what appointment I can get.
Yeah.
To go up and do my routine pap smear because I'm not playing that. I have a daughter to live in.
Yeah.
And she's 7 in August.
Wow.
She'll be 7. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's a blessing to be her mom. She's a darling.
Yes. Well, you give me and you give a lot of women hope out there who had doubts about doing it and doubts about being disabled or challenged and having a family, which is awesome.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I want to thank you so much for joining me. And I want to thank you for being brave. Brave from everybody, all the women looking on right now. And I hope that you continue to empower more women to be great and to also make sure to check on their medical health and to be up to date with their medical history.
Oh yes. And most of all, Melissa, trusting God is so important. I don't know how I would have made it without that very important fact. Trusting
Yeah.
God. Because it had times I wanted to give up, literally give up, because of the pain and all the results and all the negativity, everything. I wanted to give up, and it's trusting God that keep me. And the support of good, and I tell you, good friends and family members, that support system. And when my husband, it
Yeah.
made it much easier to cope with. So I thank God for that, because a lot of people go through stuff and they don't have nobody.
Yeah.
So I am so grateful for the support system that I have. And God, just hold on to him. Can never
Yeah.
go wrong.